Hey everyone, welcome back to Riffs and Gigs interviews. This evening or today, I'm with currently three-fifths of Hereward. It might be four-fifths later, but we've got three-fifths for now. Hello.
What up?
Right, guys.
Hello, hello.
How are we all doing?
Surviving.
Surviving the British winter. But no, I think we're doing well. I think we're doing well. We're all feeling good about the new EP that's coming out, so can't be
Yeah,
too bad.
sure.
You know,
As you can see, Mackie looks fully ecstatic that he's generally holding it
I,
in. Right.
You've
I
got a
I
beer
have
with
to
him.
be. I'm not feeling great. I'm feeling in pain and a lot of amount of pain. I've been riding motocross over the weekend and had a couple of big bashes, and I am bruised all over the place. The fact I'm sitting here, it's a bit of a miracle. But yeah, other than that, I'm doing great. It's a physical pain, so it's not a mental pain, so that's better. I take that. I take that. So no, other than that, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking.
you've
It's,
just
it's
got
always nice as well that you manage to fuck yourself up for every major show that we actually perform. It's lovely.
I'm still there, and I'm still giving everything I've got on stage. Come on, give me that.
Is your knee brace ready for this one?
Yeah, fucking that's the other knee this time around. But yeah,
You're just slowly but surely destroying your body. Although the thing is, it is self-inflicted, so there'll be like no sympathy whatsoever. My violin is literally ready on the phone for you tomorrow.
I'm I'm not asking for sympathy. Thank you very much.
I love the idea that you've just got a picture of a violin saved on your phone for moments like this.
Oh,
He
it's not a
does.
picture. It's not a picture. It's an
Oh,
app.
it's an application. He does that. Yeah.
That's even better. Because I mean, I think the last time I saw you guys, I'm not sure if it was your last gig, but it was the HMS Fest. Is that your last show? Have you had shows?
We had a show near Northampton recently since
In Banbury. Yeah.
Banbury.
Amber, yeah.
Banbury. That was to be fair, not a bad little venue, is it? It was a nice little find.
Yeah, it's a nice little town, and it was a good venue, and really good bands playing with us. So I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was a new promoter we had with them as well, weren't it? Rock the Foundry, I think was the
Hmm.
that one. So thank you for having us on by Rock the Foundry if you're seeing this. It was lovely, and hopefully we get to play with you again soon. It'd be nice.
And then obviously, aside from kind of gigs, you've been working a lot on kind of your EP release. So how obviously, Hereward II. I really like the title. It's nice and straight to the point. How how's the build up been to this release?
Long. We say that as an apology for our followers as well. I hasten to add, I think it has been a long time coming, but I think we kind of felt that this was the right time with the right songs to go back in and kind of give something out which can match probably where we are musically now.
Mm.
Would you say you guys agree with that?
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I'd like to add to that what DC said because last year and the year before we were kind of getting started and we were busy with gigs and then we went for lineup changes and we just wanted to get as many gigs behind the belt as we could and all of a sudden we practicing before the next gig and then gig after that and then you have practice and there was not enough time to write songs and not enough time to produce new materials and I think we perfected our stagecraft really well. Maybe not perfected it, but we polished that really well and this time around, this year we didn't play probably not even half as many gigs as we did last time.
Mhm.
We focused on some studio time. We focused on new material. We had some songs we had to scrap, because they didn't fit quite, right the overall performance we had. And but we worked on some really good stuff, I think, and with Ryan as well in the band, he brought some new ideas into it, and I think which is why it was a longer time because we want to make sure we're doing the right thing and we're doing the right music out there. I think that was the main weight behind it. But then again, we got five guys, five adults with lives and jobs and families, and we need to fit everything around it. We're not professional band yet, anyway. And it takes a long time to agree on cover, on title, on songs, on getting time in the studio. All this takes time. You know this, Riley, but then anybody who've been in some kind of bands, know exactly what I'm talking about. So this is why it's taken a long time.
Because I know kind of, and we'll focus on a bit about this in a bit more detail. Obviously, when you released New Worlds, I think it was had a quick chat, and that was all. Was that all done DIY as well?
Yeah,
Or
New World was produced. Mechanical Age was a little bit mix, a bit of both. So we recorded it ourselves on the DIY, but that was the first track we actually sent out to get mixed and mastered outside of the band, and that's where we found the producer for this EP. So it was kind of like they wanted to sort of show us what they could do, and we enjoyed it so much, so we went back, didn't we? Which was really cool.
Yeah.
no, you obviously talk about it taking a long time. Just pressing the random button. Obviously talking about it taking a long time and fitting in everything. Absolutely, it's not all glamorous. It's fitting it in with everything else is a challenge. So it's great to see, even though it might have taken a while. It is great to see the EP finally see the light of day, which is really cool.
Yeah, I mean as well, like because we're putting in a lot of work to do that sort of DIY production as well as getting all the shows in. Because I think we as a band kind of got to a point where we were like, look, like we understand the fans are looking for something new to come out. Um, we are currently like finding it a little bit difficult to align all the times and the dates because if anyone knows anything about music production, if you're going to hire out a studio, mixing and mastering, this is not like a small budget type thing. You actually got to put some money aside for it. So we were like kind of busting our chops trying to really get some stuff out, and really a lot of credit to Josh. He really did a lot of work there. It was really good, as well as doing all the gigs. I think we've got a nice place now in the band where we understand how to balance those two things. So understanding when to get studio time, writing time, and gig time. Because really, and DC did a lot of work on this in a lot of outreach for more areas. Played a lot around Cambridge, played a lot around Peterborough. Amazing venues, really really good times whenever we go to there. But then also, can we go elsewhere? So there's all these like things going on that I think as a band we've kind of started to get into a nice little stride.
Trying to at least, anyway.
Pardon?
Trying to at least anyway.
Yeah.
I think that's the best part, and I've experienced that myself. It's obviously you've got your comfort areas, you've got your comfort zones almost. It's just it's how you can expand and still grow at the same time.
Yeah.
But you've absolutely as I know, Mackie, you were talking about like the stagecraft. You've absolutely developed that, and that's really strong now as well, which we'll touch on a later point as well.
Yeah, thank you. On top of that, we shot a professional music video for Mechanical Age, and that was released a few months ago. So it was also in a background. We were working on that as well as working on everything else, and we try to get people something out in between the wait because we need to record them songs and mix them, produce them, agree on the artwork and everything else, and we work in the background on that Mechanical Age music video, which came out really well. It's a professional kind of production, so that was kind of a fill-in between waiting for that EP to come out. And yeah, if you can put the link to that video to all the people to see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We all very proud of that video. I think it came out great.
Yeah, I watched it kind of when you released it, and great, honestly, great video. I absolutely love the beginning of DC, your face appearing on the TV screen, that working really well. Where did you film it all?
In an undisclosed location.
We have to kill you if we tell you.
It was somewhere off the A47. There you go.
Yeah, well, abandoned warehouse with like a storage facility, and we kind of got access to it, And believe it or not, but the whole thing was shot in one day.
Nice.
It was a very, very quick, long, and productive day for us. We really bust our asses, working on that. There's Ryan. What do? We act in surprise, or we cheering? What are we doing?
I think he's already in, man. I just think he's on mute because he hasn't set up his microphone and things like that.
Yeah. We can't see him nor we can hear him. Ryan, are you
We
there?
can see the word. There we
Hey!
Hey!
There,
I
There it
am
goes.
here. The
there we are. It's
wonderful
now
band
four
organisation.
fifths. It's now 4/5 of Hereward.
So we can now stop talking crap about the guitar players because one of them's here now. So
That's fine, as long as it wasn't me.
to be fair, Josh did say we could talk shit about him because he couldn't make it today. So but we'll be nice. We'll be nice.
Yeah, obviously you've not missed much. Obviously, kind of talking about the EP release.
What EP?
That's a very good
Who's
question.
EP?
I mean, again, I mentioned it before. Whose idea was it to call it Hereward II?
Me.
It was.
It was a very diplomatic process, and I just thought it's the second release. Let's call it Hereward II. It doesn't get much simpler than that.
What a creative mind.
Yeah.
I mean, Led Zeppelin done it successfully. I mean, why not Hereward, right?
Once a year, a spark of genius will always hit. That was the one that was close to December.
Absolutely.
You're now not going to have anything until about December next year.
Yeah, you know it. Yeah.
No, to be fair, we do try. We always try and keep things quite diplomatic, don't we, when it comes to these choices. I think we all threw like some names out and things like that. I think we all picked our favourite one from what we put in, just put it into a poll. And I think very quickly, Hereward II was kind of just, I think, picked by, I think, 3 people. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of it. It's happening now. It's there. And
Works.
I think
I agree as well. It's plain to the point, but it is kind of like us. We like being just sort of to the point.
Mm.
I would add we were kind of looking. Everyone was kind of like looking into what songs we got on there. I think everyone's probably got like a favorite song and kind of like what they see that sort of the leading song of that EP being and where this year's kind of been for the band. And so like everyone had a slightly different kind of like thing on that, and I think that probably goes to show kind of the tracks kind of. I don't think one particular track like anyone is like doesn't like. I think we like all of the tracks. So to actually just name the album, say after one track, would be quite hard. So if you called it something like Hereward II, then it kind of just shows, right, this is what we're doing at this point. And yeah, the listener can kind of make their assumptions on what they think leads the EP. That's what I would say.
I mean, what makes it even better is your first EP isn't even called Hereward.
Nope.
And I had nothing to do with the band at the time either. So it was, I was kind of like, we could just call it Hereward, but, we went for the very complicated Hereward II.
It's the Roman numerals that make it complicated. Remember that, right?
I had to make sure we got it right.
That's what I like about it. I like the fact you've clearly put effort into it because it is the Roman numerals. It's not just a 2. It's intelligent.
We do try.
Slightly sophisticated.
Is that the slogan that you're sticking on it? It's Hereward II, slightly sophisticated.
No, consistently average at best.
Is that the name of the EP or?
That's the name.
No, that's about us.
That's the follow-up.
So yeah, kind of going back a little bit then. Obviously, you won't be able to add too much, Ryan, but obviously your last EP released in 2023, I think it was. Lineup has changed, but kind of how else has that band developed in that time, leading to where we are now?
I think just the fact that we've just like gelled more, I think, as we've got on. I mean, when we sort of were going for the first EP, 2 of the tracks were kind of already there when we started Hereward, because with me and Josh, we kind of met in a bit of another project that kind of didn't really take off the ground. So we kind of sat there and went, oh, do we want to continue, or are we just going to say, fuck it and leave it off? And I remember actually texting Josh exactly these words fuck that, we have some good songs. So that was pretty much the response. And then Josh all went, fine, we're doing this then. Put out an advert for musicians, and then Mackie and Jamie, I think, literally were part of the project within a week of that conversation.
Didn't find any musicians then.
How was that?
Didn't find any musicians then.
Don't be so hard on yourself, Jamie. We got Mackie. But yeah, but Angel and the Storm and Insanity were already written by this point. So me and Josh brought them over, and I think Mediocrity kind of started getting written at this time as well.
We wrote it. That's the first time we actually wrote together, kind of thing.
Yeah, so we call like me and Josh all brought the riff in, like the main riff, into the studio, and we kind of just hashed it out from there. I was actually playing guitar at this point as well. I think I was doing a bit of guitar and some tracks and stuff because we were only a four-piece at the point in time. And I think the best decision we ever made, firstly for people's ears, was me to put down the guitar, but secondly was to have me have that freedom to become a front man again. I think that was probably the.
I take a lot of credit for that, I have to say.
Pardon?
I'll take a lot of credit for that. It's not because DC wasn't any good at playing guitar. I think he's a great guitarist, but I just saw his ability to sing and play an instrument at the same time. He wasn't doing the best of both worlds, you know. So like, if you put a guitar down, not being anchored by it, not only gives you the freedom on stage to move around, but you can actually focus on your singing, and we have the best of it. And I was kind of pushing him towards that, and it didn't take a long time. He was like, within a couple of weeks, he was like, "Yeah, we're looking for a new guitarist," you know. So he put a guitar down, and I think that was a good decision because he's a really good frontman, and you know, it shows on the stage.
I just want to put out there, you heard it here first. You can blame Mackie for just having my shit vocals rather than my shit vocals and guitar. So there you go.
Yeah.
It's Mackie's fault.
Mackie,
yeah, true.
I think, you know, obviously, as a front man, it suits perfectly. You know, you've got that kind of crazed metal sound perfected almost. And what I really like is obviously talking about some of the songs on Angel of the Storm, is it lends really nicely to the kind of fictitious Dr. Ward character that you've created as well. At what point did that character come into play and the theatric side of the band start to take shape?
So that kind of happened in the studio during the breakdown, and I decided just to go, fuck it, I'm adding something here, and I just came out with the paging Dr. Ward. I can't remember what it was originally, but it was when we were in the studio recording, me and Mackie kind of tinkered with the ending with Patient 320, because that's a subtle Easter egg to our engineer. Because if you actually break down, that's actually his initials broken down to the numbers. So Patient 320 is actually the engineer from Blue Barn. So that's kind of where it came from. And theatrically, well, I just literally went onto Amazon and looked for a severed head Halloween sort of thing and bought a doctor's jacket and sprayed it up with some fake blood, and that's kind of where it came from. Like, I think for me, theatrical wise, I've always been into the theatrics from people like Bruce Dickinson, obviously with like the Trooper and doing like one of the things that always sticks out for me show wise is their Death on the Road tour. Probably not one of the most popular albums, but it's where they do Passchendaele live.
Yeah,
and the effort that the whole production puts into it with the barbed wire and wearing obviously the trench coat and laying across it when it's talked about him being like being shot, and that all that sticks out to me. Is it takes it more than just watching a band, it's the show that people also remember. So for me, that's always been the thing that stood at the back of my mind. I mean, you look at people like Prince, you look at people like Michael Jackson from back in the day, all these sort of people who you remember being the showman as well as being the musician as well. From my standpoint, that's kind of what it is. I mean, like Judas Priest, for example. I've said this many a times, and the band will quote me. I won't be happy till I've probably got more costume changes than Rob Halford. So that's kind of it. I mean, if I've got a massive flight case of costumes on tour one day, then I think I've made it to a certain level where I could be happy. But That's kind of it, and I think we just kind of play around with it now. But it's one of those things that we won't force it into a song as
Mm.
well. Like if the song doesn't fit like an outfit or a stage thing like that, we won't just force it in for the sake of forcing it in. It has to work with the theme and the story of the song. So sometimes it's something as subtle as a jacket, like with Countess, for example. I've got like sort of a medievalish style jacket for the theme at
Mm.
the time, but that's kind of about it. There's nothing really else to it, if that makes sense. But then things like mediocrity and stuff, that we don't need anything. The song speaks, does it for you in that case. So depends on the feel of the day and how much I can buy from Amazon or Temu. So
Yeah, it gets. I mean, if you get to the point where you've got more flight cases than the guitarists or even the drummer, just for your costumes,
I'll be happy.
and obviously the whole theatrics has massively expanded into obviously Mechanical Age with the masks, and obviously almost the honorary sixth member of the band, Mabel.
Mackie's wonderful creation.
I was going to say how I vaguely remember talking a bit about it. Obviously, one of the first times I saw it, I think it was at Here We Aren't, which was great. Room full of 50 people, excellent.
Full of smoke. Yeah.
Talk me through a bit about how that came about. The Mabel.
Well, DC wanted a smoke cannon, and he went on a hunt for like a ridiculously expensive, fully professional jetpack kind of smoke cannon that will cost like ridiculous amount of money. You can buy a small motorcycle for it, but that's all great because it will look fantastic and it will do what it needs to do. But most venues, when you look into it, you can't use it because it's so powerful and it's so over the top that we play still kind of small venues, unfortunately. You can't go ahead, DC.
Also turns out that CO2 can kill people if you don't use it right. So there's that side of it as well.
That's a secondary matter. But yeah, we couldn't use that, let alone afford it, but use that. So we started thinking of different options, and now it's just like, I'm kind of creative with my hands. I can do things, I can weld, I can paint, I can, you name it. So we just started talking. We got this smoke machine, and I just basically, over the course of 2 evenings, I turned it into that minigun, of a smoke machine. It's a small enough, portable enough, and affordable enough with a bit of PVC pipes and some glue and some engineering. I've turned it into that minigun smoke kind of cannon, which looks really cool. All them lights. So yeah, that's Mabel, and DC is looking after it now. So it looks good. I do like the effect it does on stage, and people just looking at it. I was like, what the fuck is the minigun? I was like, yep, it's a minigun, all right, and it blows smoke and lights and everything. So
And it's actually more powerful than
that's the story behind it.
Quite nice. It's also more powerful than it looks. So
Well,
yeah,
it's quite-
basically what Mackie's saying is he saved me about £400 is what Mackie's saying.
We were all discussing it, and I remember me, DC, and Ryan. We were like on the call, and it was like we're talking about it. And it was like, let's do it, but let's do it right. And we're like, if you can pull it off, let's do it. And I was confident I can make it happen. So there you go.
Yeah,
there is.
And you're thinking that's what bands are supposed to be about.
and now you've got something that won't kill people either. So
Well,
I mean, I wouldn't
that's
say
about
that.
it.
It depends how you use it.
It's still got
Depends.
some weight behind it.
True.
depends on
That is
depends how
true.
small the venue is.
It's almost killed me a couple of times. If it gets left behind me, like I've nearly gone through the drum kit numerous times.
Yeah, I like to abuse it when it's left behind on stage. I like to just randomly go and press the button and just project smoke everywhere. DC doesn't notice that, but Jamie, Jamie's covered in smoke. The other day, Ryan was like, I can't fucking see what I'm doing. Stop blowing the smoke. And I was like, come on, it's epic, man.
You mean to
Gives
tell
me
me?
an excuse to pick the bassist though, so that's quite good.
You mean to tell me I haven't noticed you tapping the special button on Mabel to make her go off?
Yeah. I mean, come on, we got a minigun that blows smoke on stage. Why don't we just use it for the entire show? I think it's epic.
Well, we do.
Cool.
How many
bands got that, DC? How many bands have that on stage? Maybe Sabaton come close, because they got bigger budgets, they get bigger guns. But other than that, I don't really see
That's
that
probably
happening.
the only band I think who I've actually seen with a smoke can, like sort of style cannon on stage is actually Sabaton. I think that's probably the only one I've seen do it.
So when are we when are we following Sabaton, and when are you guys getting a tank on stage?
When we have money.
What's that?
There's so many things I can do, but this is another level.
To be fair, with the stages we play, it's probably going to have to be some kind of modification to one of those little Tykes cars.
I mean, I personally think we could probably do something like that around Jamie's drum kit at the front, like just like a micro machine, sort of like.
we can do Spinal Tap moment Stonehenge tank kind of thing. I'll be happy to do that and get the little person to drive it. That would be awesome.
I'm just imagining a little Tykes version of a tank now, and I feel like that would sell.
Definitely.
New merch
Definitely.
idea. There you go, DC.
So obviously, as far as a track list, Mechanical Age, I'm guessing is on there. New Worlds, is that on there as well, or is that more of a between track?
I think New Worlds was kind of a bit of a closure from the first EP era, I think, because that was kind of written about the same time when the first EP was around.
Okay.
So that fit more as like I guess, closing of that chapter, I guess, if you want it that way. Because with the new EP, with Ryan especially coming in, like, the sound has got a bit rawer as well, more raw in certain areas. And I think the new EP really looks into the emotion side of things in a lot of ways. I mean, Breathless as a track, it's vocally probably one of the most sucky ones I've ever had to record. And to the point where I still listen back to bits of it now thinking, I should have done it this way. But you know, I mean, it's always one of the things when you look back as a musician, you think, could I've done it this way? Could I've tried this and that? But I think the rawity or the rawness of the vocals is portraying what it's meant to portray at the time, which is distress.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if people hear that and think otherwise, then fair play. But it's that was kind of the mindset, and Fade is just pure aggression with that side of things. Whether these were meant to come that way when Ryan was writing them is another matter. But I think when vocals came onto it, it kind of just turned that way. And Countess, I think, is kind of like the weird one of the EP, I think, isn't it? It's like if you look at the original EP, you had Angel in the Storm, which was sort of like your bannety sort of goth metal track. You had Mediocrity, which was very sort of straight up metal. And then you had Insanity, which is a bit just weird, right?
Insanity.
It seems that something we do is we have like a weird track on an EP, and I think Countess is that bit of a weird one because it has lots of different changes and it's very unlike anything we've kind of written previous in its layout, I think, as well. Very stripped back.
Countess stands out a bit from that EP, I think, but every time we play it live, it has surprisingly really good reception every single time. People just seem to enjoy it and headbang to it because it's got that vibe to it. And I think that was the reason we decided to include in that EP, because it is kind of recently written with all the other tracks and it's got the same kind of vibe, even though it stands out a little bit, So yeah, that's what I think about it. Yeah.
For me as well, Countess is also a little hidden gem as well because it was on a back burner for ages, just as a piece of obviously composed music. And I think Josh had some lyrics to something else he was working on. And for some reason, I think Josh sent me over the lyrics and said, would this work with this track, which is something that him and Mackie had worked on. I think it was originally called Waterfalls, I think was the original.
Correct. That was the working title, yeah.
Was the working title for it. And he sent me the lyrics for Countess, and I started sort of just like humming it over the top going, oh, yeah, actually, this could work. So we kind of just took the two things and plonked them together, and literally, like, hey presto, we had a new song. It was lovely. It was one of the quickest songs I think we've ever created from two things that weren't like sort of were sitting on the back burner, which was quite nice. And it for something like Waterfalls, which was a really nice track we really liked, but couldn't figure out where to go with it at the time. I think that then also kind of looks at how we've grown as well in how we look at tracks as well and how we can make things work and not just throw it to the wayside and think, it's crap. Actually hold on to something, and you never know when it might come out and be the next good thing as well.
Yeah. I guess kind of looking at the opposite of that, are there any tracks that have stayed like really close to their original riff idea or the original concept that didn't require much changing or developing?
Probably Fade and Breathless, I'd say, are probably the ones that are pretty much what Ryan brought in, I think.
Yeah, I mean, at least composition wise, I think. I think the thing is, you can write something, especially as a guitarist. I mean, you'll know this yourself. You can write something with like one idea and kind of what you're trying to achieve with that when you actually write it, and then when you bring it to a room, and you start playing it with the other guys, it can quickly become something else. I think both of those tracks, they were guitar wise pretty much the same as when I came up with the riffs. I think the biggest change is vocally, because I might a couple of these songs I've kind of had a hand in writing a few of the lyrics, but kind of DC takes the lead with that, and then I'm like, oh, I've got a line here that you might want to use, and I just be like, go away and just use it how you want, kind of thing. I think that's the beauty of how we write, is we kind of go, this is our idea, but it doesn't have to stay that way. It's just like, let's see what this is as Hereward, not as my riff or your riff. It's kind of, it's a collective, not just a one person thing. I think Fade is kind of probably, I'd say the quickest track the band has, is kind of probably the heaviest track the band has, but is relatively simple in its kind of in its writing. And then Breathless has actually changed a lot to how I initially heard it when I started writing it. But again, like I said, that's the beauty of being in a band like this, is stuff does change, and if you can accept that, you can end up with something a lot better than it started.
I guess, are there any tracks that you're most excited for people to hear, or kind of any tracks that you're like, you just can't wait to get out specifically, or is it just more of a collective that you're really excited to push for?
For me, I'm excited for people to hear Fade, because I think it stands out from so obviously having been with the guys like a year now, and I feel like that song kind of stands out in terms of a slight, like, showing a slightly new side to the band. And I think DC's performance on that is like really different to some of the stuff he has done, like very vocally aggressive, and the screams on it kind of show a bit of like the journey of where we've been over the past year. I think, I don't know what the other guys would think to that.
No, I agree. I mean, obviously with changes and stuff like that's happened, and things in life as well that have come up, because we've all had obviously things like come up and stuff, and personal lives and stuff like that as well. For me, it was a very good way of just unleashing a lot of pent up frustration at times with Fade. And they always say music's therapy, right? As they say, music is the best form of therapy. And I think it's also weird as well that when you write in lyrics as well, especially and you bring them up to the guys and stuff, when they sit there and they sort of look at you and go like, that's fucking aggressive, man. I'm like, are you happy with it? And I'm, yeah, you know what I mean? You're like,
More
oh,
aggressive.
I don't just sound like a crazy person that wants to kill people. That's fine. It's, you guys seem to actually be quite happy with the way it works. And again, it's very strange with us, because everyone always says, what genre are we? Right? We always get asked, what genre are we? It's fucking hard to tell you when every single song has a different genre mixed into it.
You're listening to just one umbrella term.
We are straight up metal. That is what we are. I mean, I remember once I took the piss out of it and called us Frolodical, just because I had enough of people asking what we were. So I just made up a genre. Because it's like, a lot of people say we're thrash, some people say we're groove. We've had someone call us black metal, I think, or was it death metal, black metal, symphonic black metal or something like that, I think we've been called before, which was a very strange one.
Very confused person.
I think that might have been in insanity sort of way, but like this groove in here, there's hardcore in here. There's straight up, obviously, metal. There's metalcore elements to it. There's thrash elements to it. So, do you see what I mean? But then you go like New World, and you got fucking pirate metal. We have a hand that we just write whatever the fuck you want to write, and if we like it, we'll put it in the set. And I think we're one of those bands that we have something for everybody.
Mm.
Like if you like a specific genre, we've probably got something that fits into your genre, but stuff that you'd also like on top of that, where you'd enjoy it as a full show as well. So it's,
Mm.
I'd say we probably appeal to a wide audience because of that.
I mean, have you ever had anyone come up to you after a gig and be like, "Oh, you kind of sound like this band," or "You remind me of this band," or
You have. Who did you get, Jamie?
We had it in the YouTube comment section where they were saying we're like a Disturbed.
Oh, the
Sound like
Disturbed
Disturbed.
Covers band. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a weird one. That was because
To be fair, you do sound a lot like a lot of the lead singer. You can do it
Dave
very
Draymond.
well.
Oh. To be fair, I would not put Dave Draymond in my vocal style. I mean, maybe my soft bits, maybe, but very few and far between.
So coming back to
EP.
the EP, what I want to say about it, what I'm excited the most about this thing, it's ever since Ryan kind of joined the band in a second lineup, uh, he learned the entire set in like 2 weeks, you know, for the show, and he was playing in a way somebody else's music the whole time because the songs were already written. So he's adding his own, you know, interpretation to it, but he's still playing somebody else's music. Only with this EP, we've got two songs that kind of Ryan brought into the band, and we got two guitarists in the band that can really play. And I mean, both Josh and Ryan can really fucking play guitars. We don't classify them as rhythm and lead guitarists. They both lead, you know, the band, the guitars in the band, and having the two songs that kind of predominantly written and brought in by Ryan gives the extra spectrum and completely different perspective on Hereward, you know. So we've got everything wrote together, but you've got that completely different vibe from what you are used to previously, and I'm really excited to get it out there because it gives you like a unexpected slap in the face, you know. Like you had going back, you had Motley Crue. Every album was kind of different logo, different kind of, you know, stage show and everything. So maybe it's not the entire album releasing, it's only in a second EP, but it's got a completely different sound on it, better production, you know, better artwork, you know. We got a professional music video to back it up, and you got the rawest sound coming back with it, you know. It's still Hereward sound, but with a different perspective to it, and I'm really excited to see it out, you know. So that's next Friday, isn't it? It's going to be very interesting to have them physical copies of CDs out there on the show and see what people think of it.
And like you just mentioned there, what better way to celebrate than with a wonderful EP release show?
Precisely that, yeah. And I have to say, Riley, I'm really, believe it or not, I'm not trying to. I'm really looking forward to seeing your band as well on stage because I'm lucky. There was a lack of that kind of fantasy metal, like you called it, on a scene, and saying that, you know, it's very refreshing. So I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, we love Firefall. We play with them many times. They're a fantastic bunch of guys. Hello, Firefall. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing them because I love their music. But I've never seen you guys live. You know, I follow some stuff online. I would definitely in the front row rocking out with you guys because I'm looking forward to the entire evening.
Yeah, it's shaping up to be a really good gig. Thank you for having us, obviously. And I mean, you know, opinions about certain parts of the Met Lounger side. The Met Lounge is a great venue, and it's always a lovely local venue. It's always nice to play a hometown show as well.
Oh yeah.
And obviously, you guys, it is the big EP release. Are there any surprises in store, or what can fans or attendees of the gig expect?
They might finally see Jamie naked.
I didn't know it was so gated. I would have done it sooner. I'm glad that was my contribution over the last 10 minutes. Just me being naked.
We got to charge people for that. I mean, to be fair, they've seen you in your underpants with the Mediocrity video, so we might as well go the full hog now.
True.
You wore tighty whities just for that video as well.
No, that actually wasn't planned. I didn't even know I was going to be doing that, and then you sprung it on me, and I was like, I'm actually wearing like a size too small as well.
I'm going to put this out there. What he has said there is complete lie.
No, it's not.
Yes, it was. Because when we were going through the actual video sort of ideas, he turned around and said, "Oh, wouldn't it be funny if we done a shot like the COVID video where you stand up from behind the desk at work and you're just in your underpants?"
Yeah, but
That's
not the white
where the
ones.
idea came from.
No, yes, but not the whitey tighties though.
If you
That was your
that
choice.
conversation, that is purely on you.
Listen, I did the man thing where I just didn't wash my clothes, and I got down to my last pair, and I was like, oh dear, this is a very uncomfortable
And
pair.
just so coincidentally, you got down to your last bet on the day they were filming.
Exactly. Mackie's got the rest of them, so
Yeah, true.
You've also been teasing an ultimate ticket as well. What does that entail?
So we've got some custom merch being made for the night, and there'll only be 10 lots of this merch available. There is literally only a few ultimate tickets left now. So it's like if you want one and you don't want to miss out because you won't be able to get it again. But we are having a custom flask, hip flask, and shot glass made for anyone who buys
Nice.
the ultimate ticket. There's going to be handwritten lyrics for the new EP, which will also be signed by the whole band as well, which will be in there too. Um, I think that was about it for that one for the old. Oh, plus the early entry to the venue as well. So instead of getting there with everyone else, you're going to be coming in a little bit earlier to get to the bar quicker. And if you're one of those people who likes to have a little sit down at the table, you will have first dibs at that as well, which is always quite nice. So let's be
And at
fair,
the venue,
everyone likes to get to the bar and have no one in front of them. So, and I'm pretty sure if you do the math right, the Met Lounge bar can literally hold 10 people if they stand in a row. So I think we've done the numbers quite well there. So there you go. And then everyone else can then come and fight their way in and fight for the bar.
be laughed at by the people that have got the ultimate tickets who feel all special and important.
Yeah, to be fair, we just thought it was so nice to do and have something to
Mm.
commemorate the evening properly and kind of go that way. So we would have had a photo out by now, but unfortunately, the person who's doing the blasting, their compressor on their machine decided to go kaput. So they had to get a new compressor. So we'll hopefully be having them by the weekend. And as soon as I get them, I promise I will put a photo out straight away of the merch bundle, just so everyone knows what's coming their way, which will be quite nice. So there you go.
Yeah. And then obviously, yeah, it should be a good night. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be a fun night. I mean, it's that way as well. I mean, we're playing with our friends as well because like Firefall, we've played
Yeah.
a lot of times, and we always enjoy playing with those guys. Playing with you guys as well would be nice. I mean, we were talking about it when we were thinking about who we'd like to on the lineup with, and we remember getting our first show,
Mm.
and our first show was with Tori Lamour. And that was kind of like, they gave us our first shot to get in the Met Lounge and things like that. And it's like, we want to do the same, for a band. And obviously, we know you obviously quite well, Riley, from your time in Firefall as well,
Yeah.
things like that. And we thought, what better way to do it than bring some local lads as well on the bill and give them their first shot at the Met Lounge as well.
Yeah, and like I said, I think I was on the day that you offered us the slot, I was already talking to you about thinking of getting an ultimate ticket myself. And then you were like, "Would you like to play the gig?" And I was like, I get to be there, play a gig, and save money."
Oh, come on, DC. You could have at least flogged in the ultimate ticket first.
Yeah, should have asked to buy
Yeah,
it.
that's the thing now. If he wants,
Man.
if he wants the custom merch, he's still gonna have to fort the money for it.
It's tempting. It's tempting.
I do want to say, the ultimate ticket, yes, you will get to the bar first, but let's be honest, there's no one beating the bassist to the bar.
Well, that's
We
true.
all
I'm not
know
gonna.
this.
I'm,
That's true.
I'm not gonna be
Yeah.
so surprised about it. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I'll be first one, probably last one as well. So yeah,
I don't make
somewhere
the
in the middle
rules.
too.
That's just band logic. That's just what happens.
The way I look at it is that we're going to play some good music. We're going to listen to some good bands. We're going to have a good time. And this time, hopefully, I won't fuck up the set list order. And I'll remember which one is going around rather than get overexcited and call the wrong track and have Ryan go, "No, dude, it's mediocrity."
It happens. It happens.
I get overexcited. I can't help myself. The adrenaline.
It's when you write it down and you still mix up the order, or you
Oh, we
still
did write it down. I just didn't look.
well,
I think that was
next time to just look.
I think that was the first gig we played like in a while where we actually had a set list as well.
Yeah.
That's what makes it good. We were just so used to just going off of the dome, and then you put a set list there, and it's like, nah, no use anyway.
Yeah, I usually print them off, and the one time I forgot to print them off. The second time I print them off, but I left them in my kitchen table, so that I didn't get to the venue. So the third time around, I print them off, I put in my suitcase, and they're in the venue. I put them on the stage, and this is still fucked up.
Yes, I did. But it
Yeah.
made a funny moment, so
It happens.
I'll take it. I'll
It
take it.
happens.
And that's immortalised on screen as well. That's on YouTube, that one.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
But
Just-
no, it'll be good. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
For us as well, I think it's going to be a bit of a nice end of the year because we're going to be going into a bit of a quiet period, I think, into the new year for live shows anyway, especially because our guitarist is expecting his second. So good old Josh. Congratulations to Josh and Mel. So while they have their time of sleepless nights and nappy changing and
I'll be drinking beer.
Mackie will be drinking beer.
And I'll be sleeping even better knowing that is going on.
Yes,
Jamie will be looking in the mirror just going hi to himself.
I'm so handsome.
And I'll probably be sitting there going, right, what's next?
I'm starting to think that you guys get the wrong idea about what I do in my free time.
Well, it's obviously
Go
not
on.
wash your pants, is it?
My answer was going to be wank yourself into a coma, but I thought that
There we are.
oh,
He's got it.
That's what he does. That's what he does.
looking in the
Me
mirror.
And again, I guess wrapping up just before this descends even into more chaos. Ed, anything else going on, or kind of anything kind of potentially next year that you want to share, or just kind of anything else that you want to let anyone that's made it this far know?
Mackie's finally going to come out as being a bassist and accept it.
I'll think about this one.
No, like I said, to be fair, it'll be a nice last hurrah. We have got, obviously, behind the scenes, we are starting to book shows for 2026. We have one, well, obviously, I can't really too say. We have a few in the calendar at the moment. Obviously, I'm not going to say into the promoters, obviously, so you know the rules. Promoters always go first. I think we did discuss Metal to the Masses and all that because we've done it for 2 years and we got to the final. But I think this year we did say we probably are going to sit this one out. I think was the thing. If that's still the case, isn't it, guys?
I believe so.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take some time away from that and focus and kind of maybe do what we've done this year, but do it the opposite way around and get the writing done earlier rather than towards the middle of the year and use this time to kind of come up with some ideas and bounce off and increase the set even further. That's probably what we'll use the time for.
So, I mean, that's even more reason for people to come to the show. You know, we're gonna be slightly quieter for the first sort of half of the year. So, you know, if you want to check out 3 great bands, come along. You know, it's going to be your last chance this year to see us. So make the most of it. Just have a good time. Yeah.
Yeah. And personally, I'm going to take this time and practice and learn how to play bass. That's what I'm going to do.
Good choice, dude.
I'll try anyway.
We
Been saying that every single year.
I know. I'm busy.
I'm going to focus in on going with my vocal coach for a bit as well, and like really try and knuckle down and try and get some MOT done and all that sort of stuff with the vocal coach and stuff like that. So it'd be nice.
It sounds largely productive.
Yeah, we try. To be fair, productive doesn't really kind of go in the same sentence. It just happens and it just falls into place.
That's sometimes the best way. Just
I don't think we really set out to actually do anything specific. It just sort of just falls into being with most of it. But it tends to always be a happy accident if it does, which is nice.
Sums everything up quite nicely in this chat.
With music, I think a happy accident is always the best way forward. If I'm being honest with you.
Sometimes with more than just music as well.
No, yeah, there's that. There is
Sometimes.
that. Sometimes indeed.
Let's leave the plug in for the gig, which is next Friday, the 28th. Not the 29th as DC originally planned, but the 28th. That's a story for a different conversation. 28th, which is the Friday. Door open at 7:30. Is it?
7:40 for standard tickets, 7:30 for the ultimate tickets.
Yeah. So 28th Metal Lounge. Fire 4 and Shadowfen are supporting us, and Hereward are headlining. Hopefully, we'll have more than 5 people watching us on that repeat release. That's going to be the last gig before the Christmas. So hopefully, guys, you can make your time, and we'll see you there.
That's it. And to all the people that actually said hello to me and stopped to talk to me on Saturday when I was handing out leaflets, thank you very much as well. It was wonderful to see the actually some excitement out on the streets of people actually, knowing live music still alive and kicking. Someone actually thought the Met Lounge had closed.
Oh.
So there you go. Sometimes flying maybe actually has some benefits still. The old school touch normally doesn't hurt.
There we are. Always use a bit of the old school touch.
That's it.
And that's our ending note.
That is right.
Thank you, Riley. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, no, thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
Cheers, man.
Thank you for having us, man. Appreciate it.
I look forward to seeing you in person at the gig.
Let's do that.
Absolutely.